So now we're going to talk about how you plant a container-grown tree. And you can see from the root ball that we have here that there are circling roots around the outside portion of the tree. And so we're concerned about those, and we're also concerned about what we call trunk girdling roots that may be in the interior of the root ball itself that we can't always see. And so because of that, we're going to do a little bit different management of the root ball. And that happens because oftentimes as the tree is upcanned or goes into larger containers over time, not all of those original circling roots are taken care of as you upcan that tree. So what we're going to do is we're going to put it in the hole. We already know that the hole is the right depth. We've already measured it, and the right width, certainly again 2 to 3 times the size of the root ball itself. And so we're going to show you how we're going to manage those roots of the plant. And again, of course, you want to position it so that the tree has its best face forward. And what Tim is going to do, he's going to come in and shave off the outside portion of the root ball. And he's taken about 2 or so inches off, and that's really all you need to do to manage it. The really important part, of course, is having a sharp shovel. So if you can have your shovel sharpened, that's really an important point. Now that he has that managed, what we're going to do next is we're going to come in and we're actually going to slice the root ball. And the point of that is to eliminate any potential trunk girdling roots that might be a little bit deeper in the root ball itself. So I'm going to let Tim finish that off. And so the point of that is what we've allowed to happen is the roots are going to grow out horizontally from the root ball itself into the surrounding planting hole. And we're going to increase the contact of soil to roots. And that's really the key here. So you can see that we finished filling the hole back in, and we've created our watering berm as before. We're not going to re-demonstrate how you do staking, but you would do it very similarly to how we did it for the ball and burlap tree. In this case, though, because it's such a small container, I would suggest only 1 cross piece and 2 downward spikes. And you want to place them where you're going to get the most support. And I would actually suggest staking this tree in this particular situation because it's fairly top-heavy, a lot of crown for the height, and it is actually a very windy site. So you have to decide that for yourself. The one thing I want to remind you of is you saw how hard we beat at that root ball, and it is a good thing to do. Don't be afraid to do that. I've seen recently where people are recommending that you do an entire root washing. In most cases, that is not going to be economically feasible for most landscape contractors to do that. It would take a lot more time, and you'd have to really figure out where you're going to manage that water that you're going to use on the site and what you're going to do with all of the soil or media that's going to wash off of those root balls. So what we did here today really does take care of most of the circling and trunk girdling root problems that you might have. So get out there, plant some trees, and create a better tomorrow.